Women educators are natural givers, pouring into their students, their families, and communities. But what about pouring into you? This is the Educator Sanctuary, where we help you ditch the guilt and unapologetically put yourself at the top of your list. I'm Dr. Leah, educator, mindset coach, and your guide to creating a life where you align with your purpose and reclaim your power. So if you're ready to set boundaries and step fully into the woman you're meant to be, you're definitely in the right place. Let's get into it. Hey, and welcome back to the Educator Sanctuary. And I don't know if you guys have noticed something a little different today, and that is I'm on camera. I am so nervous. I have always wanted this to be a video podcast, but unfortunately, I was super nervous about being in front of the camera, having my hair done, having my makeup on, and all that good stuff. But hello, welcome to the Educator Sanctuary. And if you are new here, I want to officially welcome you to this space where we have big conversations, mindset shifts, personal growth, and all the things that help us live, move, and breathe more intentionally. Today, I'm going to be switching it up just a little bit. And I am switching it up because I came across a devotional that I have been doing. And I just feel like it's been aligned with everything that we've been talking about here, like purpose and focus and living intentionally. And when I read it on day one, I was like, nope. I absolutely cannot keep it to myself. I hope it's okay to even do this. I'm going to tell you all where you can find it. So and it's a 10-day devotional, by the way. So I'm only going to give you day one. It's a devotional that I found in the Bible app. So I will be giving it to you, and you can dive into that for yourself if you love what I'm going to be talking about here. But I hope you do. I hope it fills you up. Like when I read it on day one, I was like, yes. And I'm honestly disappointed that it's only 10 days. So the devotional reading was about distraction, and distraction meaning like it's the number one reason why so many of us are not living out our full purpose. Like we're faced with all kinds of distractions daily, whether we're going shopping for paper towels or coming home with a different outfit and forgetting the paper towels that you went to get in the first place. Like me, I'm always going to the store to get one thing, and I'm always coming out with like 100 things. It never fails. If I go into the store and get exactly what I'm supposed to get, it's a miracle. Then there's more serious instances of realizing that an entire day went by without an intentional connection with God. It literally happens to us all. Distractions work to move you continually and erratically from place to place in your life, preventing you from becoming concentrated, right? Fulfilling your purpose correlates with your ability to focus and become concentrated. So over the 10 days of that devotional, it's teaching you how to move away from distraction and deeper into your purpose, focusing on God. Because honestly, your purpose is the reason why you're here. God created you for purpose. And a lot of times, and I don't know if you have thought about it, but I have thought about it even as a young adult. I'm like, God, what's my purpose? I read The Purpose Driven Life. I believe it's Rick Warren was the author, but like I wanted to know, what am I here for? What am I designed to do? I don't want to be stuck in a job for 30 or 40 years that is not meant for me, where I just get up and I'm miserable about going every day. I don't want to be stuck in relationships that are not meant for me. I don't want to be stuck in a city or a town that's not meant for me. What is my purpose? Where do you want me to go? Who do you want me to meet? What do you want me to do? I want to know, and I have always wanted to know the fullness of who I am so that I can do that, because I have always believed that if I am living my truth and if I'm living my purpose, then I'm going to be happy. I could not imagine getting up every day just unfulfilled and moving through life year after year not being fulfilled. So by understanding what God intended when He created you allows you to know yourself better. You'll be able to learn to fulfill your purpose within you. The distractions around you may have limited your focus on purpose, right? But beginning today, that devotional will allow you to decide to be intentional so that you can walk deeper in your purpose and fulfillment. So this is not my words. This is the words of the person who wrote the devotional. But she says, after going through a devastating divorce and losing everything, including my material possessions and my self-worth, God brought me and continues to bring me deeper into a concentrated purpose through the 2 simple steps that she is going to share, or that she did share, and I'm going to share with you. He caused my purpose to blossom, restored my sense of well-being, created this beautiful community we enjoy, and continues to provide exceedingly and abundantly above all I can ask or think. Yes, yes, yes. And that is another thing that I love about being in God's presence and understanding what your purpose is, because you don't have to try that hard to receive the fullness of God, to have a full bank account, to have a happy home, to just move through life. Like, I am currently moving through life. Like, Lord, I am so excited about those green trees. Wow, the sky is so blue today. Wow, the weather feels so wonderful. I love to hear the birds sing. This is my life right now. Like, I am loving just the presence of God through the trees, through the birds, through the clouds. Like, it is just amazing to be in his presence and to be fulfilled by him. So the 2 steps that have become foundational to everything in fulfilling your purpose is, 1, what's the best way to show up daily with Christ in the center? Being able to decide to adopt these transformational steps. Steps 1, which she says, clear your space. You have to start by making room for yourself, meaning creating healthy boundaries with people and delegating responsibilities to the others who can help themselves. Realizing that it's not your job to fix everything and everyone. You deserve that space of time every morning or even every day to dedicate to yourself and, of course, God being number 1. And we've talked about this. We've talked about the whole learning to delegate these tasks to other people to free up your time. We've talked about putting yourself at the top of your list. That's why I said this devotional was so good that I absolutely had to share it. Number 2, filling that space with God. Beginning to take greater control over your time, even if it means getting up 30 minutes earlier in the morning. Finding that quiet space in your home with a journal and a pen, maybe welcoming God's presence through praise or worship with me. It's music. I'm going to do praise and worship every time. Even before I get to church on Sundays, my praise and worship is already done. If I'm late to church, it don't matter. I've already done my praise and worship at home and in the car. Quiet yourself in your mind. Ask God, what would you like me to know today? Write down what you hear or what you feel or what you think. And I always like to say this too, because a lot of times people will say, like, I've never heard God, but I don't always think that God is speaking directly to you through you. Sometimes you get that intuition. Sometimes you can hear, things or get that inkling or whatever. But a lot of times God does speak to us in video, in other people. If you open up a book, he might lead you to a specific passage or chapter or something. So God is always speaking, but you might not always have it internally. You might have to look external and start becoming aware of your surroundings and the people and places and things around you to be able to hear or see what God is trying to get you to do. Remember that God will always confirm his word. So you should see and find confirmation for what you hear in the Bible. Remember that prayer is talking to God, but meditation is listening to God and his words. So you need both talking and listening in any healthy relationship, including your relationship with God. These steps may sound simple, but many people miss them due to distraction. As a result, most people are not maximizing the intimate closeness available with our Savior and not going deeper in their purpose. So this devotional will help you go deeper, to know that God's desires for you to prosper through his tender, loving kindness. Take the step to moving towards him so that you can change your life. And so that was like day 1. And my breakdown was like, oh gosh, when I read this, yes. Again, I was like, I have to be able to share this with my podcast audience. Now, for me, it hit me so personally, not necessarily because I struggle with distraction, but it was the part about clearing space and filling it with God. That spoke straight to me where I am right now. So if you don't know, recently, I know I talked about it in a previous episode before, but I went through a devastating divorce, right? It's something that I totally did not expect, hit me out of left field. And I was like, whoa. And so it was one of the first times in my life that I actually decided to do something that I wanted to do, because I felt like I had been living years for everybody else, my spouse, my children, my church, so many other things. And I'm like, I'm just going to do something that makes me happy. Where do I want to end up? What do I want to do? And I actually prayed about my move. I didn't have answers for a long time, but eventually I got it. I moved 1,200 miles away from what I used to call home. I literally pretty much rebuilt my entire life, my business, my family, my friendships, my sense of identity of who I am. And all of that, God was clearing space. Like, he was removing any and everything that was not rooted in him. I allowed him to fill that space with his purpose, his promises, his provisions. And honestly, going in this way, I'm not going to say everything has been easy, but it's absolutely been more than I could have asked or imagined. I have woke up days and wondered, wow, God, you see me worthy of this? God, you want to bless me with this? It's just been such an amazing experience being able to not be afraid to just live for God, not be afraid. I don't have a spouse wondering why I'm reading a certain type of book or why am I praying or meditating or anything like that. I can just be me and I can just be free. And that has just made life so much better. I do remember when I first got divorced, though, I felt like it was probably the worst thing that could have ever happened. And I was like, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening to me? What did I do? I'm trying to, be the best wife, mom, and that I could be. And what I realized is by getting closer to God is that my divorce didn't happen to me. It actually happened for me, because there are some things that I desire and that I want from God. And a lot of times I think the realization is that you can't get the fullness of God and what you want with certain things or even people in the way. If you want God to be able to position you for a purpose, you might have to recognize the things that are in your life that God might have to remove, and realize that God is not punishing you, but he is positioning you. I already knew my purpose because I told you I searched for it about 20 years ago. But through this season, God is refining me. He's deepening my relationship with him, and he's making my purpose even more clear. And I believe that he is going to do the exact same for you. The journey of discovering your purpose is not about finding your purpose. You don't have to find your purpose because your purpose is already in you. But what you do need to do is clear the space so that whatever is cluttering it will allow you to view it. Let God do the rebuilding and trust that what he has for you is better than whatever you think you can't give up or give into. That said, this seems like the perfect time because I'm never going to do a podcast without giving you homework. So if you don't have your notebook for notes, do you even really listen to this podcast? Anyway, if you're new, you're excused, but everybody else, you should already know to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So the homework questions in this week is, where in your life do you need to clear space so that God can fill it? And what distraction has been pulling your focus away from your true purpose? Is it your phone? Because are we on TikTok, Instagram, and saying that we don't have time? Okay. Are you allowing your kids to pull you away from God? Are you allowing the multiple responsibilities that you could have from a church? Because that used to be me. I was at church 24 days a week, okay? And it's only 7 days, but I was there 24 days a week. And a lot of times I was so exhausted that I counted my time in church. Well, God, I was already in church. I was already at choir rehearsal. I was already at, worship leader meeting. That's going to have to be my time, but absolutely not. Like, you need to be able to clear your space to make time. Journal your thoughts, pray about them, and just be still and let God speak to you. I really am glad that I saw this devotional and that it spoke to me in such a way that I had to share it with you. I don't know, I was so excited. And guys, I'm being transparent to tell you that I started this on Saturday to be able to hey, I want to be able to get my podcast out early because I'm so excited. And when I tell you that something happened every single time, there was some distraction from me to not get this message to you, I know you're supposed to get it. I typically film, or at least attempt to film, like Sundays or Mondays. Wasn't happening. And so I said, okay, everything is done. I'll go ahead and all I have to do is do the podcast, film it on Tuesday. Guys, I have an allergic reaction. I've never been allergic to any food in my entire life. I went to a restaurant that I normally go to. I ordered something that I would normally order. I had 2 different ingredients that I would not have ordered before, but I'm doing this anti-inflammatory diet. And so I was like, I'm just going to get these clean ingredients. So you think clean ingredients are better. I ended up with an allergic reaction and in the hospital, thus preventing me from getting this to you when I wanted to. But guess what? I said, you know what? By any means necessary, my people will get this podcast. Because it is just that powerful and God is just that wonderful. So if you want to dive deeper into this devotional, it is a 10-day plan that you can find on the Bible app. The Bible app is totally free. And all you have to do is search, and I'll put it in the show notes. But it's called BWF Woman Morning Meditation, and it's I Am Clear on My Purpose. If you cannot find it, again, it'll be in the show notes. So thank you so much for listening today. All I want you to do this week, other than your journaling and hopefully the 10-day plan, is to stay focused, stay grounded, and stay within the realm of your purpose. I'm out. Thank you for joining me in the Educator Sanctuary, where we create a space for women educators to reclaim their power and prioritize themselves unapologetically. If you've loved what you've heard, please do not forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with other amazing women who need to hear this message. Until next time, remember, you are capable, you are powerful, and you are absolutely worthy. You've got this. Talk soon.